Today on Judge Faith, this landlord is super strict about his lease.
Oh, you hired a private investigator?
Yes, you can't just break your lease because you lost a job.
I was doing the right thing. I could have stayed. I didn't want to get evicted.
But the tenant says she was just being a good mom.
I'm a single mom and I have to do what I have to do for my kids, and that was not paying the rent. I've never had to do that in the past, but in this situation, I had to. He is the worst landlord I've ever had.
People who move in the middle of the night, usually, you know, they're trying to hide, they're trying to escape town.
And later, is this customer satisfied or terrified?
I got a picture of the man on the bike. He's smiling. He's happy with it. He's talking about his wreck. He's smiling.
But as you can
happy to
see,
ride the
he's
bike.
standing on the side of that bike because he knows if he rides that bike without title, without it being registered, he could be arrested and pulled over.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Gary Sharma says his former tenant broke her lease and left the place dirty. He's suing for $6,232 in back rent and damages. Defendant Cassandra Fisher says the condo was run down, and it's not her fault the landlord couldn't find a new tenant.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Sharma versus Fisher.
Thank you, Barbara. Gary Sharma?
Yes.
You were suing the defendant, Cassandra Fisher, for $6,232. You say she owes you for lost rent, damages to property, and private investigator fees.
Yes.
Okay, why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, she was my tenant for 4 years. She signed a brand new lease on April 1st, and she
April 1st of what year?
Of this year.
Okay. What kind of a residence is it?
It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 1,000 square feet.
Okay, do you have the lease with you?
Yes.
May I see it, please?
Yeah.
And what was she paying in rent every month?
Well, it varied because the rent changed every year.
Well, the new lease that she
$1,650.
signed. Okay, $1,650?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened?
Well, she broke the lease at the end of April, at the end of the first month. She trashed the place. I just spent 8 weeks rehabbing it and finding a new tenant, and then I had to, of course, hire a private investigator to find her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you hired a private investigator?
Yes.
Okay, and what happened after you hired the private investigator? How did he find her?
He found her within a few days, and I had her served.
Okay, so what happened, Ms. Fisher?
First of all, I have been a tenant of his for the last 4 years. He is the worst landlord I've ever had. He basically, as soon as I moved in 4 years ago, I brought numerous repairs and issues with the condo.
Right, but let me just stop you there because you voluntarily signed a lease.
I did.
For 3 years. So I don't want to hear about any issues you had 3 years that you lived there when you renewed the lease every year. So my question to you is, you have a lease, you sign it April 1st, 2014, and it's a 1-year lease. When did you move out?
The very last day of April, I think it was April 30th.
Okay.
I lost my job April 12th after 10 years.
Okay. And so, and that precipitated you breaking the lease and moving out?
I notified him right away. I'm a single parent of 2. I notified him as soon as I lost my job that I had to basically move out. I couldn't continue to live at the, at the condo at that time. I was gonna have to move out.
And you knew that in a matter of, because I mean, a lot of people in this economy go through ups and downs, and you may lose your job, and I'm sorry that that happened because I know it's tough. But why did you feel that was your only option, was to, in a matter of a few weeks, just break your lease and move? Where'd you move to?
Oregon. Basically, the cost of living, because I wasn't gonna sign a new lease with him. I was actually looking around.
Are you paying rent now?
Yes.
How much are you paying?
$985.
Okay.
I had an opportunity to move to Oregon and stay with a friend for a little while. I knew I couldn't stay and continue to pay rent without a job. So I basically just decided to, let him know right away and tell him I couldn't continue my lease, which I'd never done in the past. But in this certain situation, I really felt like I had no option.
And did she have a conversation with you?
Actually, it was at the end of April, around April 25th or so.
I called you the day I lost my job.
No,
Yes, I did.
Around April 25th, that she texted me and says, I lost my job. I may be moving in a few days.
That's not true.
And I told her that you can't just break your lease because you lost a job.
I was doing the right thing. I could have stayed. I didn't want to get evicted. I basically told him I have to move. I'm a single mom and I have to do what I have to do for my kids, and that was not paying the rent. I've never had to do that in the past, but in this situation, I had to.
Okay, so you leave and then you hire the private investigator.
Well, first I had to fix the place up. So it took 3 or 4 weeks to fix it up, and then it took another 6 weeks to rent. So I didn't hire the private investigator until I knew all my damages, what they were. And then I hired her. Actually, I filed the case.
And what damages do you say she caused in the unit?
Well, besides the rent, she also damages my garage door motor. There's a one-car garage associated with the condo.
Did you break the motor?
No.
I have a picture.
Okay, what's that about?
I have a picture. Well, after she left, I looked at the place. I opened the garage door, and the chains were broken. The chains were hanging from the motor.
Do you know anything about that?
No. It was working fine when I left.
Let me see the photos.
I have the photo, and
Do you have any proof that prior to her moving in, the garage door was working?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had gotten a brand new garage door motor before she moved in. I mean,
Let me see the photos.
that's how it looked when I opened the garage door on May 1st.
And let me see the receipt.
Okay.
So this is the $498
Correct.
receipt?
There's a receipt, and then there's a credit card statement showing that I paid it.
Okay, next photo. What is this a photo of?
That
Sir?
shows the damaged carpet.
Where's the damage?
Damage is actually the whole condo. This is the living room, and there's also damage in both bedrooms and the hallway,
I was
and
there
then
for
also
4 years.
the linoleum floor.
Well, I don't
was
see
also
any damage to the carpet. This is the old carpet that you said was so damaged. You
No,
had to
what
replace?
happened was I had a month before that I had the carpets professionally cleaned.
Okay, and the carpet looks fine. I don't.
No,
get-
actually, there's it's completely stained.
You're not getting
actually,
money
it's
for
completely
damages to the,
stained up,
to
and
the
also
carpet.
there was
That's
urine on the
ridiculous.
carpet too.
Yeah, because
You're
I
not getting
had a dog.
damages. You're not getting money for damages to the carpet. 4
Okay.
years, you need to replace the carpet before someone else moves in.
Coming up on Judge Faith, is this landlord willing to do anything to get paid?
I've never had a landlord come in and say they hired a private investigator to find someone. So you're
Yes.
like pretty serious about your leases and your tenants.
And later, has anyone seen the title?
I bought the motorcycle with a bill of sale, so I never had a title.
I texted him back and I was like, hey, I forgot your tag. When do you want it? He said, when you bring it back to me, just leave it in the grass.
In the grass.
Yeah.
Landlord Gary Sharma is suing his former tenant for back rent and damages. Defendant Cassandra Fisher says her landlord didn't fix things, so she doesn't know.
You have a duty to mitigate when someone breaks their lease. She admits that she broke the lease, but you have a duty to mitigate, and that means you have to find a new tenant to move into the unit. Did you find a new tenant to move into the unit, and can you show me a lease showing the month and date?
Yeah. This is the new lease for the new
When I
tenant.
say duty to mitigate, I mean mitigate damages, because when you break your lease and you don't pay rent, that is considered to be a damage. Okay, so the new tenant signed the lease and moved in on, it started on July 5th of 2014.
Correct.
So from May 1st of 2014 to July 5th, 2014, you did not have a tenant living in that unit due to the defendant breaking the lease.
Correct, it was vacant.
Okay. I've never had a landlord come in and say they hired a private investigator to find someone. So you're
Yes.
like pretty serious about your leases and your tenants. So do you have a receipt for the private investigator?
do.
How did you know this? Do you have a private investigator on call? How did you know who to
No,
call?
I just Googled him.
Oh, you just Googled.
I got lucky. I found a guy who's good.
Okay. I guess so. All right. Let me see the receipt for the private investigator. And so in these situations where, because I've had to break a lease before too and move, things happen during a one-year lease, and sometimes you have to break them and move. But the best thing to do is, if you don't want to be held accountable for the rent, help the landlord find a new tenant that's suitable and that he approves of, so that when you move out, you already have someone else available to move in, and that sort of helps mitigate the damages, because that's what I've had to do when I've broken a lease. I spoke to the landlord and we came to an agreement. Hey, if you find somebody else that I approve of to move in after you need to move out, it's fine, because he's not losing any money. And so it's not about, you know, the fact that you lost your job, those things happened, you had to move. I think it's more so, you know, the way you did it in the middle of the night. Like, people who move in the middle of the night, usually, you know, they're trying to hide, they're trying to escape town. And so if you had to move, the best thing that you could have done was to at least try to help him mitigate those damages by trying to find someone else who could move into the unit. Okay, so my judgment in this case is for the plaintiff. I am ordering you to pay the back rent, which totals $3,575. $498 for the broken garage door. I actually do credit his testimony on that, and I looked at the photos of the broken chains. I'm also ordering you to pay $598 real estate broker's fee, which he has proof that he paid in order to find a new person to move into the unit. In addition, $80 for the private investigator. My total judgment in this case is $4,751. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Plaintiff Dylan Tran says he bought a motorcycle from the defendant but never received the title. He's suing for a full refund of $5,100. Defendant Kelvin Turner claims a bill of sale is good enough to prove ownership. He's countersuing for $1,000 for defamation of character.
Your Honor, this is Tran versus Turner.
Thank you. Mr. Tran, you're suing the defendant for $5,100 for a refund on a motorcycle. Mr. Turner, you say you don't owe the plaintiff because the sale on the motorcycle was final, and you're countersuing for $1,000 for defamation of character. Mr. Tran, we'll start with you. What happened?
On March 7th, I met Mr. Turner on Craigslist to purchase a motorcycle that I really wanted because I've been riding for about 2 years now. And so I texted him to ask him about the information on the motorcycle, why he's selling it, if he has the title, if the pricing on it. So I texted him to meet him the next day, and he texted me the address of where we're meeting at.
So you saw a Craigslist ad for the bike?
Yes.
Do you have the ad with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'd like to see it. And prior to seeing that ad, you didn't know the defendant, correct?
No, I did not.
Okay. Thank you, Barbara. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I met him the next day where he texted me the address. To meet him up, I drove my car there. It was an hour away. He rode the bike out to see me, and we worked out a deal. I asked him if he has a title. He said no. He said he's gonna get me a mechanic's lien to get me a title later. And he said the bike was clean. He gave me a VIN number. I said, okay. So we worked out a deal, and his ad says, you know, if I don't have 6,000, don't even talk to him. But I offered him 5, and he took it. I took the tag home that was on a motorcycle, and I texted him back, and I was like, hey, I forgot your tag. When do you want it? He said, when you bring it back to me, just leave it in the grass. And when he gets off work,
grass?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
What paperwork did he give you with the bike when you purchased it?
The only thing he signed was the bill of sale.
Okay, let me see that. Where is the title? Did you ever get the title?
No, I did not.
Where's the title, sir?
I bought the motorcycle with a bill of sale myself, so I never had a title for it.
Okay, when did you buy the motorcycle?
It was the 5th of January.
And why did you decide to sell it?
It was knocked over in a parking lot of my apartment complex. This lady bagged into it, and I
No,
just
it
did.
wasn't. That's not the story.
Let me see the bill of sale. Do you have the bill of sale
Yes,
for when you
ma'am, I do.
purchased the motorcycle? Let me see it.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And so, did you ever have the motorcycle registered in your name?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Because in your state, you can't register the motorcycle in your name without a title, correct?
You can register a motorcycle in your name with a bill
sorry?
of sale. Yes, ma'am, you can register.
Why didn't you own the motorcycle? When did you purchase the motorcycle?
I purchased it from him back in March.
In March. So you had the motorcycle for at least 2 months.
Oh, yes,
You
ma'am.
never registered the motorcycle.
The first thing was I was paying the guy for the motorcycle. I was sort of, I was leasing it. So I was paying the guy for the motorcycle. Once it got wrecked, I had to give him full in cash.
Well, you gave me a bill of sale, so now I don't know which is which, if you're leasing it or if it was sold to you.
Right, okay. I was leasing the motorcycle, so therefore, the tag was still in his name and the insurance was still in his name.
This deal sounds a little bit sketchy to me.
Okay.
Because how are you able to then turn around and sell the motorcycle to him without a title?
Once the
You don't have the authority to sell a motorcycle without a title.
Coming up, how do you resolve a missing motorcycle?
Where's the bike now?
I don't have it anymore.
Where is the bike?
Plaintiff Dylan Tran says he bought a motorcycle but never received the title. He's suing for a refund. Defendant Kelvin Turner says the bike sale was final. He's countersuing for defamation of character.
So what happened in this case? Did you ever get the title to him?
No, no.
And you never registered the bike?
Because I couldn't, Your Honor.
Where's the bike now?
I don't have it anymore.
Where is the bike?
I didn't want like a $5,100 paperweight, so I just gave it away.
So you just gave the bike to someone else?
The bike could have been stolen. For
No,
all I
it
know.
wasn't.
Well, you
We
ran the VIN
VINs.
number on the bike.
Yes,
I
we
did,
What
but
happened?
Yes, we did.
it came out clean. But ever since he told me that I kept contacting him, trying to rush him to give me a title, but he never did. And then he said, "Oh, I'm gonna change my phone number," and so he never gave me the new phone number. So I kept contacting the phone number that they called him, but he never picked up. Somebody else picked up. They cussed me out, so I never called back.
Let's put it up on the flat screen.
Nice motorcycle, huh?
And it's a beautiful bike. It'd be great if he could register it and ride it.
That's the
He
good
gave
side
it
of it.
away.
That's actually the good side of it. The other side's wrecked.
He was happy with the bike. I got a picture of the man on the bike. He's smiling. He's happy with
Do I
it.
look
He's
like
talking
I'm
about
smiling?
his wreck. He's smiling.
But as
He's
you
happy
can
to ride
see,
the
he's
bike.
standing on the side of that bike because he knows if he rides that bike without title, without it being registered, he could be arrested and pulled over.
No, ma'am, it had valid
if the police
insurance
stop
and
him, how
tag.
do they know that bike isn't stolen if the police stop him? That's his number one concern.
He left with the bike. He was on it. He rode it home. It had a valid tag, valid insurance. He had the original bill of sale from
Listen, just because you're riding around illegally, that doesn't mean he should, okay? I don't know what you're doing over there with your business.
Your Honor.
This is a unique case because you essentially sold merchandise to the plaintiff, but you didn't have the authority to do so because you didn't have a title. And you tell me in your answer you sold the motorcycle as is, that's fine. You're not making any warranties as to its drivability and wearability, but it's assumed that if you're selling a used vehicle that you have the authority to do so. And without a title, I don't know if you have that authority or not. But this is a unique situation because I can't order you to return the bike back to him because you no longer have it. I don't know who has the bike at this point. It's not in your possession.
Your Honor, I think he never owned a motorcycle because I contacted the dealer that sold the motorcycle in Texas, and they said the original owner still owns the full amount on the bike. So the bike was never his.
I can't order him to find the title, to make a good faith effort to find the title and give it to you because you no longer own the property.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
Here's the bottom line. I can't clean up this mess that the two of you have made. Here are the issues. You sold him a bike that you had no authority to sell. I cannot order you to return a bike to him and him return your $5,000 because you no longer have the bike. You gave it away. There's nothing I can do here for either one of you. So both cases are dismissed. Gentlemen, have a good day.
If you or someone you know has a dispute, don't take the law into your own hands. Let Judge Faith rule on it for you. To submit your case, go to judgefaith.com and tell us your story. See you in court.